Question from Yogesh Lekhar from Nagpur. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, whenever I got chance to get knowledge about spirituality and path to reach the God people often give example of Raja Janakji, and I called him Videh,
Videha.
Videha. But when I think about this practically, I wondered how this is possible for a king to be like him. As a king is very busy person, also he has family responsibilities also. How he managed? What was his path? What is his path? How can we apply it in our life? Also we come to know about other person Buddha left everything between the two paths, which path is brings us to Godhead.
Yeah. Janak Maharaj is a pure devotee. Hmm. Therefore, Sita became his daughter, isn't it? So, Janak Maharaj, although he was a king, he was very detached and very pure-hearted. So, when you become a devotee of the Lord, because you develop sufficient detachment, you will not micromanage everything. Uh, you will let others manage by delegating them service. Hmm. Just like Yudhishthira Maharaj was ruling the whole world. Do you think he was doing all the rule himself? He gave it to Bhima, Arjun, Nakula, Sahadev. Even if Duryodhana was alive, Yudhishthira would have given him also some kingdom. So, as one becomes more and more mature devotee of the Lord, one can delegate due to detachment. And when even Ambarish Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, what they all would do, morning they would rise early, take a bath and chant the holy names, take darshan of the Lord in the temple. They would go to the palace. And in the palace, they would sit in the asana. Everybody would respect them, stand up and salute. But the first thing, even before beginning the activities of the day, they will hear the scriptures from the Brahmanas for about an hour at least. After that katha is over, then they will begin the day. And then all the ministers will get up and say, Sir, I am doing this project. I am water department, I am fire department, education department, I am public welfare department. And they all would report and you would nod their head, very good, very nice, you are doing very well. Continue your project, thank you. Another 1 hour, 2 hours he may spend there. Then they all just report, he appreciates, and then he will proceed further. He has ample of time in the day because he has got, by Krishna's grace, they would get trustworthy ministers who were very good executors. And they were not, they treated the king as a pure devotee and Lord's very dear devotee, so they very respectfully treated him. So even all of you, when you become very sincere and serious devotee, you will earn respect from people. And Krishna will send you very committed and dedicated people to you, even if you're running a business. Then they can actually take off the burden from your shoulder. And then you can focus on devotional life. You will have ample of time. That's how they would make time. And as far as Buddha is concerned, he left the wife and family and went for renunciation. Yeah, that is up to the individual. You want to practice as a grihastha like Janaka Maharaj, along with wife, children and mother and father, or you want to practice it as a renunciate like Buddha. And it's not important whether you are practicing with family or without family. Your practice should be Krishna consciousness. Your goal should be to please the Lord and go back to Godhead and serve Him eternally. That should be the goal. Next.
Question from Sagar Singhal from ISA Bangalore. There are two questions. Question number 1. Although Krishna names and forms are non-different, I want to remember Lord by his form in my heart. So which form we should always think of?
You should always think of Krishna. Actually, you can think of Krishna, Vishnu or Ram. Any of the three Purushottamas, one can remember. But if one is attracted to Krishna, then one can remember Krishna's form because he is ultimate form. It's called Purna Purushottam. And there is nobody equal to him or greater than him. And in fact, Krishna is like the original candle from where Rama, Vishnu, all other forms come. Yeah, next.
Question number 2. Why Garbhodaksha Vishnu is lying in Garbhodaka ocean? Is there any purpose other than creating Lord Brahma?
Oh, he has to give knowledge to Brahma. And then Brahma, based on knowledge he receives, he does the secondary creation. And which is called Visarga. Sarga is the primary creation, creating all the universes. And secondary creation within the universe. The knowledge is given by Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And after that, Brahma does the secondary creation and sends the pious living entities to the heaven, and passionate one on the Bhuloka, and then ignorant ones to the hellish planets, and all that he does. So Brahma has to receive all the knowledge. And after he gives him knowledge, whenever there's a pralaya, then all the jivas have to go and rest in the navel of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. That's where they rest, in his navel. And then he releases them again when the next Brahma's day comes. Again, they all take on bodies. And also, Brahma has a continuous relationship with him. He's the father of Brahma. Brahma has to consult him. After every time when Pralaya comes, again, Srishti has to be done. Brahma needs some consultation. Just like, for example, say you are working in a company as a works manager. Say Sagar is working as a works manager. You have a CEO. If you say that, oh yeah, CEO has appointed Sagar now as a works manager, is CEO needed? Yeah, CEO is needed. Because CEO has to be consulted time to time. Next.
Next question from Aman Singh from HBDU Kanpur. How to deal with competitive mentality of our mind? And
Yeah.
how to stay calm, cool, collected in tough situations?
Yeah. See, there is a healthy competition. There is unhealthy competition. Healthy competition means, you take inspiration from some of the best performers in your class. Go to them and request them for the notebook or some guidance, the study methods and everything. You can tell them, I am also trying, please help me. And also if somebody is inferior to you, you can give your notes to them, help them, be compassionate to them. And in case you are a 7-pointer, now after connecting with someone, good person like that, you got 9 points, very good. So you want to perform better, that's not a problem. But when the competition becomes unhealthy, when people become envious of each other, you try to, do some rumor mongering, talk bad mouth about him behind his back, or some people go to library and steal a very important book, or they keep it in the wrong place so that friends will not see the book. These are done out of envy, isn't it? Or cooking up stories which is not true about somebody, just because we want to climb on his head and succeed in the competition. And also, one may sometimes break the rules of the game, uh, either in studies by copying the exam, or sometimes, failing to follow the rules of the game. So then that kind of competition is no good. Many athletes, you all know, have lost their good character because of, taking some steroids or something to run faster, Ben Johnson and people like that. And there are many other examples like that. So therefore, then it becomes improper competition, unhealthy competition. Yes. And how to stay calm, cool, and collected in tough situations. You chant Hare Krishna regularly. Chanting itself calms us very much. It gives you tolerance, it gives you patience, it gives you humility, it gives you ability to think and act. It increases the sattva if you continue chanting regularly for years together. And also, you can stay calm by associating with devotees who are calm, cool, collected. Make good friendship with them. Have a circle of good friends around you, devotee friends around you. And also you can study the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita teaches you. Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam prehitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Krishna says, Anudvekakaram vakyam, speak in a way unagitating to others. Satyam, speak the truth. Priya, speak sweetly. Hitam, speak beneficially. Swadhyaya abhyasanam, study the shastras and speak it. Vangmayam tapa uchyate, this is the way you can control your tongue, is saying. So in this way, if you adapt this, then you will not have enemies at all. People will be very happy with your speech. Then about the mind, he says, Mana prasada samyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityetat tapah mana samuchyate. 5 things for the mind, he is saying. Mana prasadaha, have satisfaction. Saumyatvam, keep your mind simple, don't be duplicitous. Kotinati, don't do that, he says. Maunam, unnecessarily don't speak and invite enemies. Don't become a self-appointed advisor going around giving feedback to people. Atma vinigraha, have self-control of the mind, in terms of what you are speaking, what you are doing. we have urges for eating and sex life and things like that. One has to restrain the mind from running in wrong direction. Bhava samshuddhir, saying the mind should be cleansed by chanting the holy name. Then if you do these 5 things, then mind will be calm, cool, collected. Krishna says that. This is, if you want to know the verse, it is 17.14, 15 and 16. Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Next.
Question from Chandan Anand from Triple M UT. Prabhu, scientists see everything via material knowledge aspect. What happens if they start using spiritual knowledge in everything? If they use it for their self benefits?
Yeah, oh yes. Many are already using spiritual knowledge also. Like scientists have only found out that chanting Hare Krishna has many benefits. I have a book. I can give you the copy of the book. It's David Bryan Wolf did a doctorate thesis. I got a copy of that book also. So we can show it to boys. So scientifically it's proven that chanting Hare Krishna leads to a calm mind. So now scientists are very happy that they are finding out many things about Surya Namaskar, about pranayama, about yoga, such kinds of things. Yes, if they apply spiritual knowledge in everything, then they can invent things ultimately to be used in Lord's service. And the world will become a wonderful place like Vaikuntha. Yeah, next.
Question from M. Shrikar from IIT Kanpur. Hare Krishna Prabhu, from yesterday's discussion I could understand that when we take to Krishna consciousness, our karmic reactions are made less by Lord Krishna, mercifully but not completely nullified. Is that right?
Actually, Lord takes away your karmic reaction and keeps with him. In case you again do some mischief, he will release them little by little. Yeah. And if you don't do any mischief, he will burn it all away. Yes.
Also, sir, what happens to a devotee who after coming to Krishna consciousness still hankers for material benefits at death? Is there
He
any
takes another body where he can fulfill those material desires. Yeah.
Is there any punishment for a disciple who does not practice Krishna consciousness sincerely even after accepting a spiritual master?
Actually, you have asked the word sincerely. Actually, if he is not sincere, then there are 2 possibilities for a Krishna conscious devotee. He has material desires, so he will go to heaven and then fulfill those material desires. Prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shujinam shrimatam gehe yoga brashto vijayate. After the heaven, he will come down. He will be born in a Brahmana family or a Vaishya family. Krishna says, Brahmana family will get very nice Vedic wisdom. In Vaishya family, there will be enough money. He will not have to worry about working hard to earn money. And then he can peacefully focus on further spiritual life where he left in the previous life. If he did 30%, he will start from 31%. But if he advances in Krishna consciousness very much, like 90%, and then he gives up, he doesn't continue till the end of life, then next life he is born in a family of pure devotees, Krishna devotees. So as soon as he is born, immediately Prabhupada writes about his own example, himself and Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, his guru. They both were born in such pure devotee families. Those who have done 90-95%, they go there. So, or you are born in a pious family or aristocratic family. Yeah. Yes.
Question from
So there is no loss when you become Krishna conscious. Yeah. Yes.
Question from Rajan Mishra from NVCC. Prabhu, how the word life can be defined? We find life where there is no oxygen is present, life is preserved in absolute vacuum and very high radiation, whereas robots and computer viruses can replicate themselves. AI components can have made decisions independent of human interface. So how to define life?
I have actually answered this very elaborately. I don't know whether is posted.
Same student actually.
Same student. Is it posted what I answered?
Yeah, posted.
So you can tell them it is posted. They can go through it. I have given an elaborate answer.
Yeah.
Next.
Question from Ritabattapal from Jadavpur.
Yes.
And similar question from Avjit Mandal, IIT Kharagpur.
Actually, AI intelligence is no intelligence. It is just borrowed intelligence. Like I was a mechanical engineer. So how we would do, expert system means a dozen automobile engineers come together, sit in a round table. And then everybody, somebody raises a question about spark plug. Somebody raises a question about the combustion chamber. Somebody talks about the engine. Everything you talk. And then everybody puts the best of their, because all of them don't know everything. So everybody puts inputs and then everything is collected, just like Google search. Everything is collected and then you have a shell in that you put it. And then that is actually borrowed intelligence, you can call it. It has nothing to do with any machine thinking about it. Machine doesn't think. Machine just processes the information you give him. Yeah.